So this Murray lawnmower is refusing to start, but this applies to any lawnmower brand with this newer style Briggs & Stratton 550, 450, whatever it is. It's all the same concept with these carburetors, and that's where the issue comes from with these machines. So the first thing we're going to do is this machine does not want to start. It's also got no oil in it, but we'll sort that out at the end of the video. First, we'll pull off the air filter box and the air filter. And now we have access to the inside of the air filter box. So before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I like to use these plastic line pinchers. Just pinch off the fuel tank because there is gas in this. This is a 9/32. We're just going to pull out these two self-tapping bolts. And then we have one more up here. Normally when I get these in, they don't have these primer bulbs on them. They're automatic. We have one more that's in here. So you just carefully pull this off. This PCV line right here, you want to make sure when you go back together with it that you just reinstall it. So now we're just going to very carefully kind of dislodge it. Pull the recoil off just to make things a little easier. And then take the gas tank off. So now with that all off, you can just rotate this. So anytime you have one of these newer Briggs & Strattons, 99% of the time the problem is always inside of the carburetor. Just remove both of these bolts. And you'll see there's kind of two different lips there and there that you can use to open the carburetor. So just do this. It's going to leak gas, so be ready for it. This gas is actually clean, but that's not necessarily the problem. It's this guy right here. What I will do though is pull the pin out and inspect the float and needle just because. Everything looks good. But like I said, the problem is actually right here with this thing. Now, when you go to pull this out, it will make noise. It will sound like it's going to break. That's normal. But you just rock it back and forth, and you can see how it's all this discoloring right here at the bottom of it. That's your first sign that your problem is with this. So you just pull it apart like this. If you break it, it's okay. New ones of these are cheap. Links are in the description if you just want to replace this. But we can get a better look. You see right in here, the camera would focus. That's one of our problems. You can see all that dirt and grit that's in there. So you just get some carb spray and just very carefully just kind of spray that out a bit. A little bit better. But I like to use these welder tip cleaners for this type of job because you can get the smallest or next to smallest one. And because you have these serrations on the picks themselves, you can get in there really well. And then you can also kind of scratch up the outside a bit. And now you can actually see through it. So we're not done yet. This thing is also a problem too. These holes, you're supposed to be able to see through these. as well as this one up here. So get your tip. I'm gonna have to use some 20 thousandths wire, but in the event that you don't have any really thin wire, you can use the bristle tip from a steel bristle brush. You just do that. And the same thing down below here. Try and get this a little bit better for you guys, but you can see, can't really see it on the tip of the wire, but there's a little bit of debris that I just pushed out. Same thing with the next one and the last one. Just run the wire in and out really good, and there you go. So now I'm going to take the carb cleaner, going to spray out the rest of it. You don't need a whole lot. Just want to make sure that you get everything nice and clean as possible. And we'll go back together with it and rinse it off in the fuel here. Now these can only go back on one way. I'm just going to reinstall like this. Again, it will make noise, that's normal. Make sure that that is seated flush. Now here's another trick. With these carburetors, if you look in there, you'll see this little donut looking ring around the outside. Make sure that stays in place. If that gets pushed out, there's a hole that goes through the throat of that, through the middle of it, and you won't be able to seat this in place when you go to reinstall it. And again, this can only go back in one way. The side with the O-ring goes right there into that little pocket. You want it to snap in just like that, be completely flush with the bottom of the carburetor. So now, you clean off the float a bit. In all my years of messing with these particular carburetors, I've never seen or noticed any failure that had to do with these floats. So again, this part here can only go on one way. This little elbow right here goes right into that little pocket. Just like that. And then press it on down. Now these, be very careful when you reinstall them. Now, unless you know the tool you're using really well, I do not suggest using an impact. I know this tool really well. I've used it for years. Now, because we didn't opt to remove the gas tank from the carburetor, we can just move this back. No big deal there. Now we're ready to reinstall it on the machine. All right, so now we're putting everything back on. So what we'll do first is grab the linkage, reinstall that onto the carburetor. Really quick, you can see at the end of the carburetor here, that white ring. There's also a small O-ring, rubber O-ring that's in there. Make sure that that's still there. Sometimes they get caught on this little guy right here. So just always be aware that that is in place where it should be. So I'm just going to take the tank. There we go. Simple as that. So now for the filter box, you guys can see it better. just move that PCV line in, but you want to stick those nubs through. But you don't want to over tighten these. It's very easy to do. You will strip the plastic threads out of the carburetor. Of course, put the recoil back on. I don't have the other screw for this. I was only given these two that were installed, so not worried about it. So now just to throw some oil in it. Oil of the day is some 10W30 Quaker State. Good enough for a lawnmower with a splash lube system in it. This thing is bone dry, as I said earlier. Let's use a simple funnel. It's not going to take much. Let it settle, and then we'll check the level in a couple minutes. Level's perfect. Let's take it outside and I'd say that runs pretty good now. Yeah, you guys can see there's hardly any gas in there. So I'm happy with that. Add this one to the pile of mowers ready for sale.